the danger is o'er. We will meet when the sad days are gone. We will meet sitting closely together, and be glad our tomorrow has come. We will join to give thanks and sing gladly. We will join to break bread and share wine, and the peace that we pass to each other will be more than a casual sign. So let's make with each other a promise that when all we've come through is behind, we will share what we missed and find meaning in the things that once troubled our mind. So let's make with each other a promise that when all we've come through is behind, we will share what we've missed and find meaning in the things that once troubled our mind. Until then, may we always discover faith and love to determine our way. That's our hope and God's will and our calling for our lives and for every new day. Until then, may we always discover faith and love to determine our way. That's our hope and God's will and our calling for our lives and for every new day. For our lives and for every new day. Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to Thought for the Day. For today, the 5th of October. That song was called A Song for Lockdown, and it was originally in Norwegian and was brought to this country by John Bell from the Iona community. I thought it was rather wonderful words. That last verse of hope. Until then, may we always discover faith and love to determine our way. That's our hope and God's will and our calling for our lives and for every new day. And as people have been saying an awful lot recently, we have been living in these very strange times. So many things have been so different from what they were. And there's been a lot in the news recently about Christmas being cancelled. In the Birmingham Live, there was a headline, is Christmas really cancelled? How the festive season could be different in 2020. And the person who wrote says, we all thought life would be back to normal and we'd be able to celebrate by eating, drinking, putting on our paper hats and pulling crackers with far more enthusiasm than normal. But now it looks like that may not be the case. And many people are starting to wonder, is Christmas cancelled? And the Mirror had Christmas is cancelled as UK faces 6 months of tough new coronavirus rules. Brits are facing a bleak Christmas under restrictive coronavirus measures that could last well into 2021. But there was then a very thoughtful article in the Guardian by Gabby Hinsliff, and she wrote that fear of a cancelled Christmas is more than just about stockings or Santa. And I absolutely empathise with this, that one of the unexpected small hardships of lockdown was losing the ability to plan further than a week ahead, since nobody knew where we might be by then. That's actually one of the most difficult aspects, I think, of church life in the last few months, is just not being able to plan ahead for things. And it's still the same as I look forward to All Saints, All Souls, Remembrance, Christmas. It's difficult to know what we're planning for. And demanding at Christmas a suspension of pandemic hostilities, Gabby writes, as if the virus could somehow be trusted to do the decent thing in respect to religious holiday, sounds horribly like an attempt to maintain the illusion that we're in charge, when the truth is that the virus is sliding back into the driving seat. I don't want Christmas to be cancelled either, but I will admit that it's not about Christmas. Really, it's about not wanting darkness to swallow us up. But Caroline Westbrook, writing in the Metro, says, like most of the other festivals which have taken place in the shadow of the pandemic, including Ramadan and Eid and Passover, and I would have added Easter to that list, Christmas will of course happen on the December the 25th, as usual. So what would it be like if it were? Well, just think about things, first of all, things like family and friends. I mean, it looks like we won't be able to have more than 6 people in our bubble, and that can be really difficult for some for Christmas Day. Christmas Day, we have a sort of fixation about what Christmas Day might be like. But I wonder if it's time to kind of reinvent that. I wonder whether we can see family and friends in different ways and regain the concept not just of Christmas Day as being the great big thing, but of the 12 days of Christmas. Christmas goes on for the 12 days between Christmas and Epiphany, and if we can't have everybody together on Christmas Day, are there other ways, either using Zoom or Facebook or lots of things, or seeing people in smaller groups? Are there other ways that we can see people? And perhaps we can spend more quality time with smaller groups of people than the great big jamboree that most of us are used to on Christmas Day. Christmas Day is a huge mixture for people, from the best day of the year, to, frankly, one of the worst days of the year. People on their own, people with difficult families, people in sad circumstances. And there's this huge build-up to Christmas. I wonder if we can just calm it down a bit this year. Perhaps the food, which for a lot of people is a joy and for a lot of people is a stress, perhaps simpler catering this year, rather than going for the great big everything on Christmas Day. Can we think about doing things more spread out over time? And I wonder also whether we could rethink finance at Christmas, because for a lot of people it's going to be very difficult financially this year. People whose jobs are at threat, people who already have lost their jobs, people working short time, furlough will have finished by then. Can we rethink the whole financial aspect of Christmas and think about doing that in a different way? What we've discovered with funerals, weddings and even ordinations, like the one I went to on Saturday evening in Winchester Cathedral, is that they're not the ordinations or the funerals or the weddings that we'd have planned, but actually once we've got used to the way they're going to be, they're wonderful occasions. And I've had lots of really lovely weddings, so much more relaxed, just the people they really want to be there, the closest family, much less stressed. Several people saying, oh, actually, this is the wedding I would have liked to have had. And somehow they'd got swept into the sort of massive wedding idea. And even the funerals, which are particularly sad, when everybody who can't come to a funeral. But even those have been actually very lovely, with the very close family there, very informal, intimate occasion. And I wonder whether Christmas can be something like that as well. So I think we need to rethink the 3 Fs, family and friends, food, finance for Christmas, and think about doing it in a different way. When it comes to worship, of course there will be worship. There is worship at the moment, and I will in the next week or so be thinking about how we can do that safely. What can we do online? What do we need to do in person? Carol services, Christingle services, midnight mass, all these sort of things. We certainly won't be having the huge services like the Christingle. So I have to rethink all of that. And I did wonder whether, as part of rethinking that, whether we can't rethink what Christmas means to us, and whether we think of Christmas less in terms of buying, giving, financial sort of things, eating, think it more in terms of serving and helping and loving, and whether we could be better about looking at people around us for whom Christmas is difficult. If we can't have great family things, can we perhaps arrange to have a cup of coffee with a neighbour who might have Christmas on their own? Are there different ways in which we can serve other people through Christmas as well? So Christmas is not cancelled. And if anybody tells you Christmas is cancelled, do try to say to them, no, it's not cancelled. It's just going to be happening in a different way. It's going to be a new Christmas. It's going to be a different Christmas. We might learn from it for future Christmases, or we might want to go back to past Christmases. Who knows? We just don't know what's happening over the coming years. So I just wanted to reflect on that and you're welcome to come back. Somebody else might like to offer to do another thought on Christmas, and you might want to put a different point of view, which is absolutely fine, of course. So here's a prayer approaching Christmas. Anne Sanderson wrote this prayer a few years ago. Prayer approaching Christmas. Come down to us like falling leaves and wrap us in your care. Make us aware of your approach and draw us into your prayer. Come down to us like morning mist and infiltrate our hearts. Transform us with your saving grace so that all that's dull departs. Come down to us like candle flame on Advent wreath that cheers with expectation of your birth and warms away our fears. Come down to us like Christmas bells and peals of holy joy, and let us overflow with love and praise without alloy. So as we pray, we offer to God all of those people who are in need at this time. We remember people known to us who are ill at home or in hospital. Have people in our churches for whom we've been praying. There's been a lot of anxiety and fear. Worry about employment, worry about families and health, worry about how we go out into the world and how we share things. So let's pray for all of those people who are anxious. As people approach Christmas, perhaps with more anxiety about how to do Christmas, pray for God's peace, for the time to think and to wonder about the birth of Jesus at Christmas, and to wonder about new ways of doing Christmas. So we pray for God's peace on us and on all people. We pray for leaders of nations, for Donald and Melania Trump in America and all the preparations for the elections there, for the government here. And we pray for God's blessing on us for the day ahead. A prayer called The Real Meaning. Christmas is a time to share happiness, to give presents, to laugh and joke together, to thank God for everything. We rejoice with Christians all over the world. We rejoice with children of other lands, children of many colours and ways of life. May the peace and the blessings of the Christ child be for all children. May we grow in the way of Jesus, and may we learn the real meaning of Christmas. Let's pray as Jesus taught us. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Thank you for joining today. I thought I'd end now with a song from Korea called Come Now, O Prince of Peace. At Christmas time we're thinking of Jesus being the Prince of Peace, but that's a prayer for all year round as well. And I hope the words of this are appropriate as we reflect on a new Christmas, not a cancelled Christmas. Come now, O Prince of Peace, make us one body. Come, O Lord Jesus, reconcile your people. Come now, O God of love, make us one body. Come, O Lord Jesus, reconcile your people. Come reconcile all nations. Come, O hope of unity, make us one body. Come, O Lord Jesus, reconcile all nations, reconcile all